Iraq War hero, U.S. Army Colonel T.J. Farrell, who served for 3 years and deployed in support of Operation Enduring and Iraqi Freedom.
Good afternoon, Mayor Sawicki, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, families, friends, distinguished guests, and last but not least, I'd like to give a special welcome and thank you to Michelle Rosenberger for just a yeoman's effort to put all this together for us today. Thank you for inviting my wife Marie and I to today's most hallowed ceremony on this Memorial Day. It is an honor and privilege to be here speaking with you today. It is a time to reflect on our fallen heroes and to think of the survivors of wars gone by. In his speech at Gettysburg, Abraham Lincoln's words that day focused on the loss of life during the Civil War and the higher cause for which the lives were given. His words still echo today with the war in Afghanistan, Iraq, and all past wars. I would like to read an excerpt from his address, and I quote, "That from these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people for the people shall not perish from this earth." President Lincoln's charge was to ensure that the course to which each soldier gave their life would not be lost, and that this union, which he himself had given an oath to preserve, protect, and defend, would grow even stronger. We are here on this Memorial Day to do just that, to make sure that we respectfully and humbly recognize each life that was lost in all wars, that each life that was lost brought us closer to the cause that we were defending, that each survivor of these wars had a story to tell, a story like no other. Though painful to tell, it is told so that other generations that are to follow could understand and ensure that the horrors of those wars would never happen again. We honor you here today. Preserve, protect, and defend is what Warrant Officer Ronald Bucca, Sergeant Darren Potter, and Sergeant Michelle Badger did on and after September 11, 2001. They answered the call to duty without hesitation. Warrant Officer Ronald Bucca of the 800th MP Brigade, U.S. Army Reserve, New York, and Fire Marshal, New York Fire Department, New York City, New York. On September 11, 2001, Warrant Officer Ronald Bucca ran up to the 78th floor of the burning World Trade Center. He made it up 2/3 of the way of the tower. He went further than any of the other NYFD rescue teams. He helped hundreds of people make their way down the tower and save their lives. Unfortunately, Warrant Officer Bucca did not make it out of the towers alive. His last radio call came in from the 78th floor before the tower collapsed. 1 month later, they found his crumpled body in the same stairwell where he had helped many people climb down to safety. In 2003, the largest prisoner of war / internment facility in U.S. history, located in southern Iraq, was named from Camp Freddy to Camp Bucca in honor as a tribute to the only fire marshal killed in the line of duty on 9/11. The 800th Military Police Brigade was our higher headquarters during Operation Iraqi Freedom. It was a fitting tribute to him as he was part of our military police family. I am honored and humbled that I commanded this facility that carried his name, that exemplified the sacrifice and bravery of Warrant Officer Ronald Bucca. These next two soldiers I'll be talking about hit more at home. These two soldiers were part of the 724th Military Police Battalion that I commanded at Camp Bucca. Sergeant Darren Potter, assigned to the 223rd MP Company of Lexington, Kentucky, and attached to the 724th MP Battalion. Sergeant Potter was a member of the 223rd MP Company when the company arrived at Camp Bucca and assigned to my battalion. On September 29, 2009, while on a 4-vehicle patrol near Abu Ghraib prison, his patrol came under attack by enemy mortar rounds. Trying to outrun the mortar rounds, his vehicle went out of control and plunged into a canal. While his vehicle rolled into the canal, Sergeant Potter escaped from the sinking vehicle, made sure that all his fellow soldiers made it out to safety. Unfortunately, Sergeant Parter was swept away by the currents and drowned. He was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. John 15:13 states, "There is no greater love than to lay down your life for one's friends." Sergeant Michelle Badger of the 724th MP Battalion, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Camp Bucca, Iraq. Sergeant Michelle Badger joined the Army after high school and served with me at the 724th MP Battalion. She was one of several female military police soldiers whose job was to man the guard towers that overlooked the prison facility within Camp Bucca. She was a good soldier, dedicated to her job, and devoted to her country. She went on and took her military police experience to the city of Chicago, where she became a police officer. Unfortunately, Sergeant Badger became ill and passed away in 2013. Even at the end of her life, she was devoted to saving people's lives. Her wish to be an organ donor was fulfilled, and she went on to help many people with that extraordinary gift. Her family, friends, and colleagues will miss her great enthusiasm and spirit. These three soldiers and the thousands of fallen that we honor here today have fulfilled what Abraham Lincoln had hoped for in his address, that they gave the last full measure of devotion, that these dead shall not have died in vain. Freedom must be diligently fought for in order for it to be preserved. Every nation and generation needs people who are willing to answer the call to duty, to take a stand for freedom. Liberty is not free. My West Point alma mater says it best: to our fallen soldiers, and when our work is done, our course on earth is run, may it be said, well done, be thou at peace. I salute you. Before I close, I would like to take a moment to talk about military spouses and family members. General Raymond Odierno, Chief of Staff, United States Army, states that the strength of our nation is our Army. The strength of our Army is our soldiers. The strength of our soldiers is our families. That is what makes Army strong. As we today honor all of our military veterans, it would not be complete without honoring our military spouses and family members who have shared in the sacrifice of military service. The military offers a tremendous amount of opportunities and a unique way of life, whether you are active duty, reservist, or National Guard. Being a military spouse or family member is unlike anything else in the civilian world. There is nothing that could ever compare to you. You have stood silently behind your soldier, sacrificing daily with no complaints or hesitation. Though it is not an easy life to live, you and many like you have done it well. Without your continued selfless sacrifice and support, our missions in Iraq and Afghanistan would not have been as successful as they were. As a former commander in Iraq, I can tell you from first-hand experience that knowing that the families back home were supporting their soldiers and taking care of each other was one last thing that my soldiers and I did not have to worry about. It helped us to stay focused on the task at hand. Your dedication and duty to the cause has been like no other. Your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. The bonds of friendship and camaraderie that you create amongst yourselves are unbreakable and will be with you for a lifetime. You have answered your own call to duty with strength, grace, dignity, and honor. For that, I know your soldier thanks you, I thank you, and a grateful nation thanks you. May God bless the United States of America.